Chapter 6. What is Reincarnation? My beloved disciples, today I will tell you a story that I told you a long time ago. The Philosophy of Reincarnation. You have learned about reincarnation on many different occasions throughout your past lives. However, it has been a long time since the philosophy of reincarnation disappeared from this earth. No, it has not disappeared, but it is treated as nothing more than a fable or farce of the past. What is more lamentable is that I am not certain whether even the Buddhist monks and nuns, who are the inheritors of my teachings, believe reincarnation as veritable truth. Rather, I feel that an ever-increasing number of people do not believe in reincarnation. My beloved disciples, you must earnestly study this teaching. Each and every one of you who has been born and raised in this present life has a different perspective of the world. This perspective, this way in which you think, has been developed by the education you have received and through all of your various experiences. However, I say to you that this world is a very rigorous training ground for your enlightenment. You, who have always descended with me to earth, have always chosen to be born into difficult environments. In my eyes, Japan, the country of our present reincarnation, is in a more severe situation than the land of India 2,500 years ago. In the land of India, there was a tradition of honoring Buddha or God. There was also a custom to believe in the life after death. Yet in Japan today, while many of the same traditions exist, those traditions have been reduced to mere shells. The many who mock life after death and reincarnation do not seek to learn the truth for themselves. Instead, they try to discern these things solely based on the knowledge and experiences they have acquired throughout their life. But just how much truth can be found within that knowledge and experience? My beloved disciples, listen well to my words. You must not be afraid in this present lifetime. Do not fear. Do not tremble. Do not think about how to make your lives easier. You must not allow yourself to be consumed by these thoughts. My beloved disciples, are you proud to be a disciple of Buddha? Are you proud to live for the truth? Are you proud to live for Buddha's truth? If you still have not lost that feeling of pride, to live your life for the truth. Listen well to what I have to say. The people of this world mock the idea of life after death. They want to ignore that world completely. They call those who speak of the next life insane or crazy. Thus, it has become very difficult for those who keep a right and pure mind and know the true world to live on this earth. For at times, they are ridiculed, slandered, reproached, and reviled. Some will face such adversities for their belief in my words. However, I say to you, even if you are harmed for my sake, those wounds shall someday bring you great glory. Even if you are humiliated for my sake, those feelings of shame shall bring you great reward in heaven. Even if you should die for my sake, know that your great devotion shall cause tears of happiness to run down the cheeks of every denizen of heaven. My beloved disciples, do not think so much about your reputation. Do not be embarrassed by your faith. Do not think to gain people's respect in this world. Happily put yourself in a position where you will not receive the respect of others. Willingly put yourself in a position where you will be treated coldly by others. All for the one Buddha's truth. All for the single teachings of Buddha. You have been learning my teachings for tens, hundreds, no, even thousands of cycles of reincarnations. And every time you sought my teachings, you endured endless numbers of hardships and adversities. You are a stalwart lot. What then do you have to fear? What then is there to be scared of? Indeed, there is nothing. There is nothing for you to fear. My beloved disciples, you are so dear to me. You are so infinitely dear to me. I cannot stand to see you suffer. I cannot stand silently as you weep. If, in obeying my teachings, you are caused pain, worry, or suffering, remember that I am worrying and suffering together with you. I will find your tears. I will stand by you in your suffering. I will be with you when you are troubled. I will help you carry your heavy burdens. Knowing dignity. My beloved disciples, even if all the authorities, high-ranking people, and knowledgeable people in this world should deny my teachings, There is no falsehood in my teachings. Humans have been granted eternal souls and are going through the process of reincarnation. There is not a single person who can deny this truth. To deny this truth is to deny the very mind of Buddha. It is to deny the very existence of Buddha. To deny the existence of Buddha is to deny the world and to even deny humankind, which have all been created by Buddha. In other words, for humans to deny this truth is for them to deny their very existence. However, you must think carefully on this. Don't you think it is shameful? Why do you fear to believe that Buddha created humankind and granted them eternal souls? Why do you consider this to be so strange? Why do you consider this to be such an absurd tale? What is so precious in believing that humankind evolved from amoebas? What is so precious in believing that humans are lumps of matter? You must not say such foolish things. If these things were true, there would be no basis for human dignity. Humans have dignity because God has given them divine nature. All existences on earth are forms of life that have branched off from Buddha. Life that was created by Buddha resides within each human being. This is the basis of human dignity. Those who do not understand this dignity is wholly ignorant of goodness, wholly ignorant of beauty, and wholly ignorant of truth. People who are ignorant of goodness, beauty, and truth can no longer be considered human beings. They are but shells of human beings. They take the form of human beings, but are without substance. The most important thing for humans in living their life on this earth is to come to know this nobility. It is to feel and understand the preciousness of all things through their experiences on earth. It is to strongly feel how precious it is that you and all other creatures have been given life by Buddha. It is to feel the preciousness of the world that Buddha has created. The greatest truth. My beloved disciples, I am deeply saddened. You seem to have a great fear of being seen as a believer of a religion. You fear that people will call you blind fanatics. However, I dare say to you, fact is fact. Truth is truth. There is not a single person who can change that. Should you be ridiculed, rejected, criticized, or defamed, remember that those who do such things are ignorant of the truth. Those who do not know the truth cannot criticize you who know it. No one can explain anything that is beyond their knowledge. No one can show understanding in anything more than what they have perceived for themselves. Even if people are born in the same age, region, and situation, the state of each soul differs greatly by the individual. For along the process of eternal progression, some people advanced more quickly, while others moved at a slower pace. While you are on the earth, it is hard to distinguish those who are spiritually developed. For this reason, people in this world tend to value those who are spiritually underdeveloped. People in this world tend to value those who strive only for worldly success, who wish to have an easy lifestyle in this world, and who pursue only the happiness of this world. This tendency of people may have made life difficult for those who believe in the next world and wish for happiness in heaven. However, you must be courageous. Those who know the truth must be strong. Those who know the truth must not have a weak mind. Do not succumb to the criticism of gossips. Do not succumb to the criticism of those who only understand superficiality. Truth is truth. Fact is fact. What is seen as common sense in this world must not be left as it is. My beloved disciples, there is something that I must tell you. The very least you must do as your duty is to teach others that humans have eternal life, and that they are beings that reincarnate between this world and the other. The philosophy is, in fact, the greatest truth that people must discover in their process of birth and life, and in their process of maturing as human beings. There is no other worldly truth whose value can even come close to that of this truth. In comparison with this truth, all worldly truths are nothing more than child play. When people learn that their life is eternal and that they are reincarnated beings, their values will undergo a great change. They will experience a complete 180-degree reversal. In other words, after learning this truth, people will begin to view their lives within the perspective of a much longer time span. The blessed. Blessed are they who believe in the next world and reincarnation without compulsion, duress, or special education. Their souls remember studying the truth in their past lives. Buddha's truth is imprinted onto even the shallowest parts of their souls. How blessed are they who have grown familiar with Buddha's truth throughout their numerous reincarnations. These people have learned these teachings throughout many of their past lives. For this reason, it is relatively easier for them to understand the truth in this present life. My beloved disciples, it has not been long since you have entered the path of religious discipline. Oh, be thankful that you have found and have been given a chance to learn Buddha's truth in the early days of the Dharma. Be thankful that you have obtained spiritual ties to Buddha's truth and have entered the path leading to enlightenment. For this is the greatest happiness that any person can find. You must always tell yourself that you are a blessed person. No matter how many worldly riches you are offered, no matter how much fame you are promised in this world, no matter what kind of position, title, or power you are given, it could never match this happiness. You must never trade this happiness for any kind of happiness or riches of this world. The happiness that you gain from obtaining a chance to know Buddha's truth and walking the path of enlightenment is irreplaceable. You must be free from all fear if you wish to enter the path of Buddha's truth, the path to enlightenment, and sublimate the happiness that you find there. Abandon your financial apprehension. Abandon your fears of not being loved by others. Abandon your fears of not being honored by others. Do not fear of not being respected by others. You must not have these fears. When you realize how precious this happiness is, as you walk this path to enlightenment, you will realize that all things of this world are without value, for all those things will eventually fade away and will eventually disappear. The road to happiness. Therefore, my beloved disciples, as you live your lives in this world, should you find your minds wavering, should you suffer when you are faced with decisions, choose first the way that will enable you to pursue higher enlightenment. Choose to walk in that direction and none other. Do not waste your time considering other things. You must not think too much about your livelihood, position, or fame. For even if you cast these things aside, they will return to you someday. However, should you decide to leave the path of enlightenment, it will be very difficult for you to return to it. My beloved disciples, remember my following words. Do you realize how rare it is to be born during the age of the Buddha reincarnate? It is a happiness beyond comparison that you have been born on this earth with the great Buddha. Blessed are they who are born in the same age, in the same region, and in the same generation as Buddha. Blessed are they who live to see Buddha in person. Blessed are they who live to hear the voice and see the visage of Buddha. For this happiness is worth the happiness of tens of millions or hundreds of millions of years. It is a rare thing to be born in the age of Buddha's descent. It is a rare thing to see Buddha, to directly hear his teachings, and be led to enlightenment. Through those teachings, know that this is a rare form of happiness. Simply to be born during the age of Buddha's descent is a rare thing. To be able to see Buddha with your own eyes is also rare. Oh, how great then is the rarity of seeing Buddha and being given a chance to attain enlightenment. You must be prepared to leave all things behind to attain this great happiness. Even if you must cast off all other things, you must enter this path of enlightenment. This is something that you must always remember. All the many attachments that you cling on to in this world will be useless the moment you leave this world. You cannot take those things with you. And no matter whom you are, you can only live in this world for about 100 years. You must come to understand what things you can take with you when the time comes for you to leave this world. You can only take back your mind when you leave this world. Therefore, there is nothing else you can do other than to fill your mind with happiness. The greatest way to fill your mind with happiness is to experience the joy of enlightenment. If you experience this joy and your mind is indeed happy, then you can call your life a success. Therefore, stake all that you have on this happiness. Daily discoveries, daily excitement. However, I say to you that there are many who, for a time, are filled with dedication toward this purpose. It is not difficult for someone to temporarily feel devoting one's life to Buddha, his teachings, and for one's own enlightenment. However, the great majority of people will eventually forget that excitement and sink back into their ordinary lives. You must not forget the excitement and the preciousness of walking this path of enlightenment. For if you do, you will fall and find yourself in the plains of ordinariness, doing nothing but counting pebbles alongside a river bank. Listen well. The path of religious discipline must be filled with daily discoveries and excitement. If you can no longer feel these things, then you have become conceited. The proud cannot pass through the gateway to enlightenment. The proud shall be cast out through that very gateway. Those people shall tumble out and will have to return the way they came. My beloved disciples, anyone can make a temporary resolution. However, it is very difficult to maintain your resolve. Those who can keep their resolve shall surely reach a greater state of mind. Heaven and earth will rejoice when you reach this state of indomitable resolve. Think in this way, and it shall lead you to triumph in life. This life and the next. My beloved disciples, listen further to my words. Your happiness is not limited to this lifetime alone. The happiness that you have found in this world will clearly show where you shall return. after leaving this world. The state of mind you have reached in this lifetime will determine the spiritual realm where you shall live in the next world. You have already studied this truth before. There are many different levels in the spirit world. At the very bottom, there is a world called hell. And just above hell, there is a world full of people who are still not spiritually awakened. Above that world is the world of good people. Above that world is the world of the great high spirits. There are many dozens of levels and realms in the spirit world. So many that not even those who live there know all the details of it. However, this is the truth. The place which you call heaven is divided into layers, and the realm that you will go to will clearly be determined by the state of your mind. In this world, the various achievements you accomplish depend on your physical appearance or abilities and on the efforts you make. However, the world that awaits you in the next life is based solely on the level of your state of mind. If you have a high state of mind, then you will go to a higher world. If your mind is not refined enough, then you will go to a lower level world. You must understand that there are no other criteria. However, you must understand that people who go to hell are not just those who failed to find worldly success. There are many who have gone to hell in spite of finding worldly success. These people were unable to celebrate the happiness of others and sought only for their own happiness. These people are suffering in hell because they have sought and gained their happiness through sacrificing the happiness of others. The cause of a person's suffering in hell is the resentment of people who one made suffer for one's success while still alive. A person in hell suffers because one continues to feel the emotional vibrations of pain and suffering of those people whose happiness were sacrificed for one's success. The pain and suffering of those people are recreated in one's soul in hell. In this way, a person reaps one's own karma in hell. This is what the world of the mind is like. While in this world, your soul becomes dulled because it dwells in a physical body. You may be unaware of the emotions and feelings that other people have toward you. However, if you had the same sensitivity in this world as you would in the spiritual world, you would feel the agonies of hell while you are still alive. You would feel the hellish vibrations of others while you are living on earth. In a few decades, there will be people who leave this world who, for the time, become aware of these vibrations and suffer. But none can laugh at their suffering, for those who mock them also have a high chance of meeting with the same fate. You must teach the people living on this earth now that not everyone who succeeds in this world will return to the higher realms of heaven. High status in this life does not ensure high status in the next. Know that the higher your status is in this life, the greater the pain will be if you fall. Of course, heaven is a wonderful world. And yes, each person goes to different realms in heaven according to their various state of mind. But compared to hell, any of these heavenly realms are wonderful. It is especially easy for those who lived with pure and right minds to be welcomed into a world of repose. It is only natural that they return to a world filled with peace and joy. In contrast, those who were not able to free themselves from the troubles and suffering in this life will continue in their agony in the next life. Therefore, the first condition of enlightenment that you must keep in mind is not to take your suffering and pain back with you to the other world. In other words, you must clear yourself of delusions. Free yourself from worries and overcome your sufferings here and now in this life. A world of distress awaits those who depart this world distressed. A world of agony awaits those who depart this world in agony. A world of sorrow awaits those who depart this world in sorrow. However, those who depart this world in joy will be welcomed into a world of joy. The Gospel of Hope. My beloved disciples, you must keep the teachings of Buddha at the center of your learning. Make Buddha's teachings the main pillar of your studies. Always be studying them, absorbing them into your mind. Every day, live your lives in the right way, according to those teachings. It is of utmost importance to live your lives day by day in the right way. You must always control your mind based on a knowledge of Buddha's truth. Remember to govern your mind and rule your own self based on your knowledge of Buddha's truth. Knowledge will serve you in controlling your emotions. A great deal of your mistakes are caused by your emotions. Many of your mistakes come from your feelings and thoughts. Correct knowledge of Buddha's truth will govern these things. You must govern your thoughts and emotions with a correct understanding of Buddha's truth. My beloved disciples, nevertheless, you have the gospel of hope. Rejoice in it, for it tells you that nothing that you learn in this life will go to waste. Not everything that you learn in this life will prove useful in your life now. However, those things that you learn in this life will surely be of use to you in your next life and your life after that. After you leave this world, you will live for hundreds of years or even longer in the real world. Then, when your soul wishes to take its next step in training, it will take on a new form, and you will live in this world with a physical body. You will, in other words, be born as a baby, grow up, and experience various challenges. So you see, everything that you have gained through your training in this life will certainly be of use to you in the training of your next life. It will prove useful and will surely guide you in the right direction. Thus, what you have gained in your training in this lifetime are not merits that are limited to this lifetime. They transcend this life and will surely bring you happiness in your lives to come. Thus, think nothing of the suffering that you experience in the efforts you put forth during your training. The effects of the achievements you make in this life are not limited to this lifetime alone. What you obtain in this life will become a power that will fundamentally change your soul. What you achieve in this life will become your training for your soul to fundamentally gain power. Thus, knowing the preciousness of the training you are doing now, you must not fear it. Do you know how strong your willpower can be? Do you know what the power of diligence can do? Even if you feel like you can no longer go forward, when you continue in your perseverance, the power that is hidden deep within you will be drawn forth. Your power is limitless, for Buddha nature dwells within you. When the power of your Buddha nature manifests itself, the energy that bursts out will be limitless. The light that comes forth is without end. You shall never tire when you walk towards Buddha. You shall not be tired. You shall not be harmed. Even if you experience trouble, suffering, fatigue, or exhaustion while learning and spreading Buddha's teachings, those who did not give up in their efforts shall surely be carried to a kingdom of light and peace after leaving this world. There is not much time left. There are but a few decades or years in your life. You must live for the teachings of Buddha. You must express these teachings through your very lives. You must devote your souls to these teachings. My people, from now on, express the laws of truth with your whole body and continue to make efforts every day. The more you contemplate on the teachings of Buddha, the more you listen to them, the more you practice them, the more the aroma of enlightenment shall fill the air around you. You must come to know the true flavor of enlightenment. No matter how much you read or listen to these teachings, if you cannot make them into sustenance for your soul, you become like a silver spoon that scoops soup but does not know the taste of it. You must become a person who can taste the succulence of enlightenment. You must become a person who can smell the aroma of enlightenment. You must become a person who can hear and distinguish the melodies of enlightenment. Then finally, you will be able to say that you are a true practitioner. Then you may say that the path of enlightenment has been opened before you.